And I especially like using my own writing for overlays in my work, as you can see here. So I've got a little technique that I wanted to show you that is really fun. And basically, it's using Kleenex or paper towels or napkins if you don't have either of those, and taking them and writing on them. So I sometimes use a Tombow pen, knowing though that it does smudge when you put it on to your collage. So I will use that, and I try to be very loose with my writing. So that's why I hold the pen at the end. And in fact, I don't even really need people to be able to read what I'm saying. Usually I will write something a little more emotional than what I just wrote. And let's turn it over on this side, and I'll use a Sharpie this time and show you the difference between what happens with this as opposed to the Tombow. It's kind of hard to write neatly, which I like. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm taking this Kleenex, and you see it has 2 layers. I'm going to peel off the top layer, and in fact the bottom layer has these interesting marks on that I will probably use as well. So I'll show you how you can glue these down and paint over them. So I'm using an old painting that I started that I never really did much with. And I cut my Kleenex into 2 sections so you can see the different elements. You can also, obviously, you don't have to cut, you can tear so that you have that more organic edge. And so what I'm going to do is use matte medium, and I'm going to put it down on the surface where I want my writing to be. I'm going to lay it over. And now watch what happens when I spread it down, because it will smear a little bit, because it is water soluble. So you can see that kind of effect. And what happens, is that whatever layer is underneath that will show through. So what I'll do is I'll show you the Sharpie, the one with Sharpie, which won't smear so much, and you can overlay these as well. So let's say I'll put some of the matte medium like this and have the writing go in a different direction. And now you see what happens. It doesn't smear, and even the writing underneath shows through. So it becomes almost like this mark making effect, and it becomes integrated into the piece. So I just wanted to show you that because it's really a fun thing to play with. And if you want to experiment with paper towels or napkins, that'll be obviously a little less delicate. This Kleenex, especially when you divide it in half, is very, very fragile, but it almost disappears on the piece. And now, of course, when you are finished and this is dry, there's nothing stopping you from painting over parts of it. So I think it's a lot of fun. You can paint over it, you can stencil over it. It's a great way to get organic, kind of natural, personal marks onto your piece.